Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Living It Up Raw. And as so many of you had requested, here she is, the all-new Hero Xpulse 200 4V. Now, we have all been a big fan of the Xpulse ever since its launch. I've gone ahead and bought one mainly because of its off-road prowess, and more so with Hero launching the Rally Kit, which was a true game changer. But what really has stopped it always from really taking on a Himalayan or now the Yezdi adventure is its ability to cruise comfortably on the highway. It doesn't really have the long legs. But that is exactly why this has been introduced, the 4-valve engine. With the improved airflow, they have been able to extract another horsepower, another Newton meter from the same engine. Now I know what you're thinking, that doesn't really sound like a whole lot. But then when you couple that with the big overhaul which has happened in the internal gear ratios, which are now closely stacked together, and the overall gearing is a lot shorter, that makes for an interesting proposition. Has it worked? Let's go and find out. Alright, so we have a clear highway to ourselves. Let's see what this engine can do. And you can already see the engine is a lot more responsive. It seems to rev a lot quicker, and we're already in the 5th gear. We're going to the gears a lot quicker, and we're already at 100. So now on the old bike, on the 2 valves, this is where after this point you could see the engine start running out of steam. But this one is still definitely pulling. And even on a flat surface, it seems a lot more keen to get closer to its rev ceiling. In fact, we are on an incline, so that's definitely good. But yeah, out here, higher in the revs, the engine is also really loud, and there are also a lot of vibes. I mean, the engine is pulling, but it doesn't sound like it likes it. And also you can feel the vibes first creeping around 5500 RPM on the pegs, then move on to the tank as the revs climb. So let's dial it back a bit and see what its sweet spot is. That's about right. I think 107 is where the engine is still relatively smooth. It's not as vibey, which is like a 7 km/h improvement over the 2 valves. Here we go. So even at 107, 108 km/h, when I get on the gas, there's still enough juice remaining for those quick overtakes. So what else? The gearbox is alright, but now as you're moving through it so much quicker, I would have preferred it to be smoother. Also, I really hate the fact that still when you pull the clutch, like right now, the gear indicator just stops showing what gear you are in. So that needs to be looked into. This has been an ongoing problem even from the previous generation. And also the brakes, I feel, can be a little bit better, because now, considering how quickly you are accelerating, I think it can do with a little more stopping power. The engine is definitely a lot more tractable now with the revised gear ratios, so you can putter around the city in the 3rd gear with more than enough poke on tap for those quick overtakes. But if you find yourself in a situation where you are stuck in the 1st and the 2nd gear, really slow moving traffic, that's when you notice that the fueling in the lower revs is not the best, and also the on-off throttle transitions can definitely improve. Also, I think they have done a really good job with the heat management, because with the new bigger oil cooler, the engine seems to be heating up a lot less, which is fantastic. And also I can vouch for their claim of a brighter headlight. I think it's 21% brighter is what they claim. I definitely thought it was improved on my commute last night. But yeah, I feel The seat can definitely be better. The way it is curved, you're kind of sat in the same position for a long time, and it definitely needs more padding to be comfortable over long distances. But there you have it. Those are my impressions from the highway. But now, with all the rudimentary checks done, let's move on to the fun stuff, shall we? Off-road. Now this is one place where the Xpulse has always put a smile on our face, and the 4V ensures that it's only going to get wider with the changes to the engine and the internal gear ratios, so it's so much more responsive. I mean, a lot of these places where I earlier had to go down to the first gear, now I can easily just carry on in the second gear without even having to feather the clutch, which makes riding on technical terrain so much easier. And also in the fast flowing sections, this is so much more fun, it's so much more engaging, you're carrying so much more speed. Ooh yeah! But yeah, when you really have to go down the gears, I would have definitely preferred a slipper clutch, so I had a little more control as to how the rear steps out. But yeah, also if you're looking at the 4V as a proper off-road purchase, then I also think you should consider investing in the rally kit, because of all the benefits it brings to the table. Because right now in this trim, as good as it is, this is still a compromise, a setup which is supposed to work both on the road and off it. So now, as you saw when I was turning, the seat is designed in such a way that it's difficult for you to move closer to the tank and to load the front, which makes it easier to turn. And also when you are standing up and riding, when I'm going down this ditch, the handlebar is a little too low and the front is a little too soft to inspire confidence. Now again, these are problems which are easily sorted with the rally kit, and I think even though the prices have gone up and now it costs 46,000 rupees, it's still a steal given the componentry it comes short with, which completely transforms the Xpulse into a proper off-road weapon. So to summarize, can the Xpulse 200 4V now take on the likes of the Himalayan or the Yezdi Adventure? No, not yet. It still doesn't have the top end grunt to really compete when it comes to long distance touring. But it's definitely a lot more engaging motorcycle to ride. It's a really good commuter, really fun commuter, really comfortable. And also now, even when you hit the highway, it will make it a much more spirited affair. And of course, its 1.28 lakh rupee price tag doesn't hurt either, which is only 5,000 rupees more than the 2V. Now for the second question, will I upgrade from the 2V to the 4V? I don't think so, because the updates, as good as they are, I don't think they justify as a proper upgrade for me to take the plunge. But if you're in the market looking for a nice capable off-roader which is easy on your pockets, which can double up as a really fun, comfortable commuter, and which will now also make your highway runs that much more engaging, then the 200 4V is a very strong contender.